We're going to talk about this a bit more, and we had to bring our friend Dr. Mike in to talk about what this all is. And Mike, I've been doing good to see you, Doc. I've been doing a little homework this morning, and cardiac arrest, that's what they're saying this probably is. That's not the same thing as a heart attack, is it?
No, Russell. The bottom line is the heart that I have here is an amazing organ. And basically there's a couple of things to think about. One, there are blood vessels in here, and if there's a blockage, you can have a heart attack. That's not what happened here. So yes, a heart attack can cause a cardiac arrest, but in this case, in this young man who is a finely tuned athlete, who is at the pinnacle of health, it had to be something else. And as was mentioned in the package there, the bottom line is that if you watch the video, and by the way, my son and I were watching the game last night, and if you watch carefully, he was hit directly in the chest, and he went down, got up almost immediately, and then collapsed. And that is kind of a telltale sign of a cardiac event. Now, the way I see this all happening is that the blunt trauma, the blunt force, either caused an electrical event, which is what I think happened, or it can cause anatomic damage to the heart. I don't think that's the case. In my humble opinion, I think he went into a condition known as ventricular fibrillation or ventricular tachycardia. That is a condition where the bottom of the heart is not able to pump blood up into the brain. And after a couple of seconds, if your brain doesn't get blood or oxygen, you go down, you pass out.
Let me ask you this then.
That's what happened.
If that is what happened, it sounds like that's something, I don't know this, but it sounds like it's fixable, yes?
Well, let's play the tape forward. They did CPR, and then they used an automatic electric defibrillator, external defibrillator, to shock the heart. And then, evidently, and again, I don't know all the details here, he had a rhythm come back. Now, that is a very, very good sign. In fact, one of the most important signs when you look at cardiac arrest is what kind of rhythm was the patient in initially. If he was in ventricular tachycardia or ventricular fibrillation, then that's a good sign. That means that the defibrillator would work and bring him back into a normal sinus rhythm. Now, the big factor here, Russell, is how long did his brain go without receiving blood or oxygen? And you know, the statistics on cardiac arrest are not good, but the things in his favor are, one, that he had that rhythm that was able to be brought back with the defibrillator. That's number one. Number two, he's young. Number three, they started CPR almost immediately. And number four, they had an ambulance right there. Yeah. So those are all the factors we look at to see if someone's going to do okay from a cardiac arrest. Brought to the hospital, they say he's sedated. He's probably, and again, I don't know the facts, maybe he's on a ventilator, he's being supported, sedated, and cardiologists and everyone else is monitoring him very carefully.
Hey, I know we called you out of the blue this morning to get you on, and this wasn't scheduled, but you came and you delivered, and it was a great explanation. Thank you so much for all of this, Mike. You know we love you here, and Happy New Year.
Russell, real quick, I want to say one other thing. Okay. So if you look at that hit, that kind of hit happens all the time, right?
Right.
The take-home message is it was kind of a freak accident in terms of perfect timing. The heart goes into a funny rhythm when it gets impacted. It has to be just at the right time of that contraction and relaxation of the heart. That's when it happens. So more of a freak accident than anything else, but bespeaks of the violent nature of contact sports like football.
Okay. Mike, thanks.